So this morning we are going to do basically an extra step on top of what we've already been doing. So we're not doing anything new, we're just doing more of it at once. So we're still going to draw inequalities, but we're going to draw multiple inequalities on the same graph. Okay, so let's do that. Let's look at annotations. All right, first of all, let's make this a bit thicker. Oh, it's already thick. Great. Let's do a, can I do a straight line thing though? It's just gonna, oh, it's not very thick though, is it? Can we do that? Good. It's a little bit easier to see. All right, cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a few of these. So let's do some different colors. Let's start with a red one. So I am going to draw, let's do y is less than x plus 2. All right, so let's draw that first. What is my y-intercept? 2, and my slope is? What? 1. So I go up 1 over 1, right? That's my second point. Is this a solid line or a dotted line? Dotted. Boys down the back, we're not paying very much attention. Hello, nice of you to join us. So we are going to do a dotted line, right? This is not a solid line because there's no equal to underneath it. See how it's better when I actually use a grid? Oh gosh, it's still not straight. How am I this bad? Of course I need a ruler. I should just put one on my screen, shouldn't I? Okay, so that is my dotted line for that one. Should I be, well, let's do a point and test it, right? I'm going to test 0, 0. 0 is less than 2. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so that, no, 0 is not less than 2. Oh, yeah. I think 0 might be less than 2. So what that means is this is the correct side. So I'm going to color in the bit that I don't want. Okay, blah, blah, blah. We don't like this bit. All right, now we're going to do another one. So let's swap to a light green. I'm going to say that y is less than or, hello, equal to 4. Is this going to be a vertical line or a horizontal line? Vertical? Horizontal. I need to find where y is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this a solid line or a dotted line? Solid. Solid. Good. I'm going to use my straight line tool because I suck. All right. So am I drawing or am I coloring above or below it? Above. Above, because y needs to be less than or equal to 4, which means I'm going to color in all of this area. Okay, get rid of all of that. We don't want it. All right, let's pick to another color. So my next one is going to be that x is less than or equal to 3. All right, so again, is this a vertical line or a horizontal line? It's a vertical line. I'm going to go to where x is 3, and I'm going to draw a line through this. So which side do I want to shade?
The right side.
The right side, why?
Because it's this one. Come on. Come on, come on, come on.
Okay, yeah, I mean, no signs in the air. We had a chat about this before you got here. We don't like pointing in the air. We want words. Why am I shading this side?
Because x is or 3 is bigger than or equal to x.
Yeah, right. So what this means is I don't want anything up here because I always have to be on that side of the line. So we're getting rid of all of this. We don't want any of this. So now that I've drawn my 3, we're listening, yeah? Now that I've drawn my 3 different things, what I'm interested in saying is which area fulfills all of the inequalities. All right, so what that means is the bit here that's not colored in is going to have an R in it for region, right? This is the region that satisfies all inequalities. So basically you scribble out the bits that don't work and you'll be left with a blank white space. And that is the region that works, that satisfies all inequalities. Sometimes it will be a little triangle. Sometimes it will be a little trapezium. It might be like a weird shape. This one sort of goes on forever off the bottom of my graph, but sometimes there might be a line underneath it, right? And it will be a very defined space. So let's have a look at an example where that is the case. I'm going to save that. Oh my goodness, why does it let me do it when I'm sharing screens? That's the function I wanted earlier. Okay, I am going to delete all of this. Hey, I'm going to put it up on Google Classroom. I just saved it. It's all good. All right, so what if I have something like, I'm going to do something like this. So I'm going to say X, whoa, that's massive. Let's not do that. Undo. All right, let's make it thinner again. So X plus Y is less than or equal to 4. Right, I need to rearrange this. Actually, first of all, let me put back my grid lines with my straight line. All right, so let's do that. That. All right, so let's go back to pink. All right, what do I need to do first here? Yeah, Y is less than or equal to negative X. So that's a 4. If you can't see that, you might need some glasses, buddy, if you can't see it from there. It's the light. Okay, sure. Okay, so I'm going to graph my y-intercept first. So I'm going to go up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's my gradient? -1. So what do I do? Okay, so down 1 over 1. Is this a solid line or a dotted line? It's a solid line. So I'm going to use my straight line graph. All right, so I'm going to pick a point. 0, 0. 0 is less than or equal to 4. Is that true? Yes. Okay, so that means I want to keep this side. So I'm going to scribble out this side. All right, let's do another one. All right, my next one is going to be y, guys, focus, 2x minus 2. So my y-intercept is?
2.
Careful, -2. And my gradient is? Up to over 1, right? Remember, if it's not a fraction, put it over 1, rise over run. So then I'm going to draw a line through that. So I'm going to get a straight line. Is it a dotted line or a solid line? Solid. All right. All right. Now I'm going to pick a point and test it. 0, 0. Is 0 less than or equal to -2? No. So that means we don't want this side. So that means I need to color in all of this side. It's a lot of green. Ooh, we don't want that. All right, let's pick another color. Light blue. I'm now going to color in what, whoops, y is greater than, this time the sign is around the other way, or equal to x minus 2. All right, let's do this one. My y-intercept is, okay, guys, I know you're talking about this, but let's focus. The y-intercept is -2 again, and my slope is? Up 1 over 1. It's only 1 this time. So again, I'm going to just put a dot over here for my own sake, because that makes my life easier when I use the straight line tool. Oh gosh, I've lost it. Okay, down there. All right, so get my straight line tool out. All right, so now I need to pick a point and test it. All right, 0 is greater than or equal to -2. Is that true? Yes, that is true, right? Unless we've got a weird number line. So that means I do want to keep this sign. So what I'm going to do is scribble out the other side. Can you see what's happening here? See how I'm being left with a blank space in the middle? Oh, it doesn't matter where they intersect. What we're interested in is the blank space left at the end. So I'm just going to strengthen this a bit so we can see it. All right, so if you can see this bit. All right, guys, this is where I have to add something in. All right, focus. Boys down the back, Josiah, come on, focus. We're doing something different. All right, so what I've got here, this is my region, right? So this is my R, this is the region that satisfies all the inequalities. Now they're going to ask me for something new. They are going to ask me for the least. Let's get rid of my face. We don't need that. Oh, how do I go away, face? All right. So I want the least and most, or what are they saying? Least and greatest. I'm going to write most because I don't have enough room. Value for 2x plus y. So what that means is I need to find the least and the greatest possible value of this. So I have 3 options because my region has 3 corners. So nothing in the center could possibly be the greatest or the least, because in any direction you can either make it bigger or smaller from there, right? So we must use the corners. So this is good. In our version, we only have 3 corners to test. In other versions, you might have 4 corners to test, right? But however many corners there are, you test the corners and you find the least and great. So this coordinate here is 0, -2, right? Yeah. That is what this one is. That one up there, this is 2, 2. And this one over here is 3, 1. So what I'm going to do is use these. Remember, the coordinates are always x then y. So if I put x and y into this, I just see what the number value is. Just going to change color so we can see what I'm doing. So this one here is going to be 2x, which is 0, plus y, which is -2, which gives us -2. This one is 2x, which is 2, plus y, which is 2, which gives us 6. All right, and then here, 2 times x, which is 3, plus y, which is 1, which gives us, all right, which one's the greatest? Okay, so this gives us the greatest. So this is the greatest. And which one's the least? This one is the least. So when they ask for least and greatest, all you have to do is test your points. Does that make sense? So it is just multiple versions of what we did last lesson. Graph multiple things on the same grid at once. And then if you're asked to find a region, you won't always be, that's fine. But if you're asked to find a region, find the empty space, put an R in it. And then if you're asked to test greatest and least values, test your corners. Okay? All right, today we are doing exercise 14.7 and 14.6 and 7. Yeah, it's the same thing. They're the same thing. 14.6 and 7. And that's it for this topic. Oh,